Hi guys, and welcome to another Scratch tutorial. This is part 2 of our Shooter Game series. If you haven't checked out the first part yet, go watch it, it's necessary to continue your project. Now I will show you which features have been added with this new part. As you see here, once we click on Start, on the first look you might think that nothing has changed from the last time. But once you click on Space, the shop is hovering into a screen, showing us all the different upgrades you might want to buy. If we hover over one upgrade, a small description shows up. If we haven't got enough money to buy an upgrade, it will look a bit lighter. Once you click on an upgrade, this change will be noted in a list. You also lose money for the price of the product. There's also a second shop page, which you can visit by clicking on this arrow. As you see here, these two upgrades are maxed out. This is because those upgrades would give us lives, but we have all obtainable lives. The first thing you need to do for the second part of the game is to create a shop sprite. I will just call it shop. I also already made the shop costume. You can download it from the link in the description. If you want to draw it yourself, make sure that it looks a bit like that, and also that it has the $sign and the seconds written on here. We will also need a variable that will be called shop open, which will be yes or no. That is called a Boolean variable. The first thing we will code is a little animation that whenever you click space or any key that you want, the shop will float in. You remember when we coded the home screen with the start button that when you click on it, it will broadcast game? Well, now we will use that. But let's first take a when I receive home screen, then hide, and stop other scripts in the sprite, and then stop this script. And now let's start the coding of the when we broadcast game. Let's have a go to x0 and y negative 340. Then let's create the variable shop set shop open to no. Then we will have hide, and then forever. Go to back layer, and then if, and then take a equal and equal. If shop open equals no, then take another if, and then take key spaces pressed, or if you want to use another key, just change that. Wait until not key spaces pressed, and then show. Then glide in 1 second, or let's change that to 0.5. Glide in 0.5 seconds to y0, x0 and y negative 190. And then set shop open to yes, as the shop will look like it's open. And then broadcast a new message called items to buy. Now, let's take if the shop open equals yes, if key space is pressed, wait until not key space is pressed, and then we will broadcast a new message again that will say delete items to buy. And then we will set the shop open back to no. And then we will glide in 1 second, in 0.5 seconds back to negative 340 on y position, and then hide. And now let's put that in here, and now we can try it out. So when you click this flag, then you click on start, and if now we click space, the shop goes up and it goes down again. That's perfect. In this game we will have 6 upgrades in total, and as we don't have much space on here on the shop, then what we will do is that we will have 2 shop pages. On each one there will be 3 upgrades. So now we can make the switch shop buttons. Therefore we will need to create another variable called shop number, and whenever we open the shop, we will set the shop number to 1. So let's put that in here. so that whenever we open the shop, it will set the variable shop number to 1. Alright, now we can create the switch shop sprites. Let's call them switch shop. Again, you can download the costumes for this in the description. I'm going to use my backpack for this. Make sure to have 2 triangles, one facing the right, say that is called 1, and the other one pointing to the left, that is called 2. Okay, now we can code them. So let's take let's close that. When I receive home screen, we will actually, let's take the same as for the shop. When I receive home screen, hide, stop other scripts in the sprite, stop this script. Then let's have when I receive delete items to buy, hide, or yeah, let's take hide. And when I receive game, that's going to be a bit longer. So let's take a hide, and then take a forever loop, take an if else, and take an equal sign and have that yes, and this will be if shop open equals yes. Then we will do something, but first let's take the else. In the else, put the hide. Then let's take another if else, put that in here, and say if shop number equals 1. Then we will switch to costume 1, go to x 180 and y negative 100. Now let's take another if else, put that in here, touching mouse pointer, set brightness effect to negative 20, and else set brightness effect to 0. And now let's continue that a bit. Take an if mouse down. So if you're touching it and you click, that will make that you clicked on the sprite. Then we will take a wait until not mouse down. Then take a set shop number to 2. Then we will broadcast delete items to buy, and then we will broadcast create items to buy, and let's just call it items to buy, like this. The reason why we have that is that we set the shop variable to 2, and then we delete everything, and then we recreate everything, but only that this time the shop number is 2, so the 3 other upgrades will come. Now let's duplicate that, change that to 2, change the X position to negative 180, then we can leave that the same, then change set shop number to 1, and now we can put that in the else of this. Then the next thing you need to do is to go to your variables and create 2 new variables, one called money, because we will need that for our upgrades if you want to buy something. And then you also need shop description, which will be yes or no, and there will be yes if we need to show the shop description, and no if we don't. And then now let's make another list and call it shop items, and inside of that list we will have 4 items, and for example the 4th one will be for the speed of the player, and as you can upgrade the speed, we will have that as a number. So imagine that is 5, or sorry, replace item 4 of shop items with 5, for example, and then the player will move 4 of shop item in steps. So it will move 5 steps. And if you buy an upgrade, for example, and that is changed to 7.5, we replace that, then it will move by 7.5 steps. So that's the whole purpose of our list. Now we can create the sprite of the upgrades. So I will just call it upgrades. And then I will take 7 costumes, for which will be the upgrades. So if you have better ideas than I have, then use those as your upgrades. But I just have 1 upgrade that increases your damage, 1 upgrade that makes your bullets go faster, 1 that makes the recharging time between your shots smaller, 1 that makes you faster, that's going to be the speed, 1 that heals you up. Every 3 seconds or something you get 1 heart, as long as you're not touched by a virus. If you touch a virus, or if a virus attacks you, then the heal effect won't act any longer. Then you also have that's the normal healer, that's the regeneration. The normal healer makes that you win 1 life. And then we also have the max costume, and that's just when you maxed out an upgrade. So for example, for these two, it's when you have all of your lives, you don't need to buy a regeneration upgrade, for example. And also the speed has a limit, because you can't just go at lightning speed around in the playing field. And now we can actually already code the sprite. I'll close my backpack, and let's have the same as always. When I receive home screen, then hide and stop other scripts in the sprite and stop this script. Now let's have when I receive items to buy. Oh no, let's first take when I receive delete items to buy. Then we will delete this clone. When I receive game, we're going to set the list. So when I receive game, we will first of all delete all of shop items, and then add -1 to shop items. That's going to be the damage. Then we will add 25 to shop items. That will be the speed of the bullets. Then we have 0.5 with the shop items. That's going to be the recharging time of your bullets, or of your gun. And then we have 5, and that's the player speed. As always, I did forget something. Let's go back to the switch shop, and let's take if shop open equals yes, put a show in here, because otherwise that's useless. I just realized it now. So just to check if it's working, if we click on that, let's first show the shop number. Where is that? Here. If we click on here, it's 1, and now it's 2. So that's perfect, because that's what we wanted. Alright, so what we have to do now is to go to my blocks and create a new block and call it place upgrades. Using this block, we will be placing the upgrades depending on which shop page they are. So now we will need to have 9 inputs of number or text. The first one will be called 1x, the second one 1y, 1 costume, and I'll just write cost to make it shorter, and then have that again 3 times for 2x, then 2y, 2 costume, then 3x, 3y, and 3 costume. And if you want to, you can take run screen without refresh. That will make the placement of the upgrades a bit faster, but you don't see the upgrades placing anyways. Now I will explain why we had this. So whenever we will receive items to buy, we will place the upgrades, and inside of the 1x we will have the x position to which the first upgrade should go, the y position to which the first upgrade should go, and then the costume. For example, if we want the damage upgrade to be at the very left, then we will put -80 in there. I will do that now. -80 for the x position and -100 for the y position. And then the costume should be called more damage. So we'll copy that and I will put that in here. Now we will have 0 for the second x position, -100 again, and then for our second costume I'll copy that and put it in here. And then once more 80 for the x position. Then we will have -100 for the y position, and then for the costume name we will take this one, copy that and put it in here. Now as we have two shop pages, we will copy that, duplicate it, and just replace the names. So instead of more damage we will have speed, then instead of the quicker bullets we will have healing, and then we will have regeneration. Make sure that the spelling is the same as the costumes, otherwise this won't work. Now we can't just have place upgrades like that, we will need an if statement. So when I receive items to buy, let's take if else here, and if the shop page equals 1, then it's placing the first free ones, and if it's 2, so if it's not 1, then it's the other free. And let's put in here shop number. Now it's time to code the function itself. So for this you will need switch costume 2, then take a go to x and y, and then take a create clone of myself. And now watch carefully. Inside of the switch costume 2 you will take the parameter 1 costume, which will be either more damage or speed depending on the shop page, and then take a go to x 1x and go to y 1y, which will be -80 and -100. Now let's make a quick test to see if that works. It doesn't work because we don't have the when I start as a clone show. If we try this again, you can see that we already have the damage upgrade in here. It's on the right costume because it's the more damage costume. So if we would change more damage, for example, to healing, we close the shop and we reopen it, it's the healing upgrade. That's the reason why you have to be very careful with the spelling. We can make another test if we click on switch shop. Now we will also see if that works. So if we click on switch shop, normally, let's stay here. If we click on it and the shop number is 1, it will broadcast delete shop items, set the shop number to 2, and rebroadcast items to buy. And therefore, when we receive items to buy and the shop number is 2, instead of the damage upgrade, there should be the speed upgrade. So let's try that out. We click here, and as you see, the damage and speed upgrades are replacing each other. That's great. Now we just need to duplicate that and change all of these three to 2x, 2y, and 2 costume. Now let's duplicate that one more time and take free X and free Y and free costume. Now let's try one more time. As you see here, we have all free upgrades, and if we click on the switch shop, we have the other free upgrades, and that's what we wanted. If you have any questions on this, then ask me in the comments, because I know that it's very complicated. So if you have any questions, maybe I can make another video on that specifically, or I could just answer you in the comments. Now we can code the clothes themselves. Now I know that this will be a bit a longer code, but it's more of duplicating everything for if the costume number is 1, if it's 2, and so on. So let's take a when I start as a clone. Then take a forever. Then an if statement, and put in the if statement if equals 1, and we're going to put in here if the costume number equals 1. So if it's the more damage upgrade. Then take an if else, and take a touching mouse pointer. Put in here set brightness effect to -20, and else set it to 0. Then create a new message. I've already created it, which says, or no, I haven't, which says description 1. And then take an if and a greater operator, and that should be for if the mouse is down and the money is greater than 49. So if you have 50 or more coins, then we will wait until the mouse is not clicked anymore, so wait until not mouse down, and then we will replace item, here we have it, replace item 1 of shop items with, and then take a -1, and that will be item 1 of shop items. So we will replace the item 1 of shop items with the item 1 of shop items -1, so that will be itself -1. So if you look at the 2 here we have on the first place in shop item, if we click on that, it will turn to a -3, as you see here. And then finally we will have change money by -50, so that you can buy something, or so that your money gets less. Then inside of the else statement, take if the money is smaller than 50. So if you have not enough money to buy it, then we will set the ghost effect to 20 or to 50. And then we will have if the money is greater than 49, then we will set the ghost effect to 0, like that. And finally, if item 1 of shop items is smaller than -2, so like now it's -3, let's take item 1 of shop items, then we will switch costume to max, because we don't want the player to deal more than 3 damage. And as then the costume is max, then all of this loop won't work any longer, because the loop starts with if costume number equals 1. Now we can try that out. So let's hide this list, and I will give us a bit of money. So let's set money to 60, let's start the project. Alright, and set money to 60. And now if we if we hover over the damage, then remember we broadcast description 1, only that now the description doesn't show up, but we will have that soon. And then if we click on that, watch our money carefully, or I will also show the list here. If we click on that, we only have 10 money or 10 coins, and instead the damage is -2. And as you see here, our upgrade has gotten a bit lighter, so that we can't buy it anymore. Now let's duplicate this 4 times, and we will replace every time the costume number, the price, then the item in the shop, and for this one, for example, we will have we need to have +5, for example, so I will just have -5, that's the same as +5, and let's put 2 in here again, then -10 here, smaller than 10, greater than 9, and then item 2 should be, if the item 2 is greater than 34, then we will max out, and change that to description 2. So let's check it one more time. I think everything is right. So now we can put that in here and duplicate that again. 3, then description 3, then 19, oops, 3 minus 0.1, as this is going to be the recharging time, so that's nice, 0.1. And then here -20 for the price, smaller 20, greater 19, and then if, let's take smaller again, if the item 3 of shop items is smaller than 0.2, so if it's 0.1, it will be maxed out. And I'm sure that I'm going to forget something, because that's always when I'm doing this kind of repetitive work. But then you just need to try it out and see if it works. So 4, description 4, greater than 29, I think. 4, minus 1, because that's going to be +1 again. Then change it by -30. 30, then 29, and greater than 9, so if it's 10, then it will be maxed out. Alright, so now we can try it out. I will give us again a bit of money to, alright, have enough money. Alright, now let's see. As you see here, we have 460 coins, I guess, and we deal 2 hearts of damage to the viruses, and if we upgrade that again, we have 50 coins less, and we deal 1 more damage, and that's maxed out. That's perfect. Now let's have snipe, try that again, or try that too, and I wonder why we are never maxed out. So let's see for the second one. Oh, it's already to max. Alright, I didn't quite get that. Okay. I guess it was just a lag. So let's try that again. Why does this not work? Let's set money do something higher again. The reason why this didn't work is because we have the check for switching the costume to max inside of the if touching mouse pointer, so it will only try the loop again if we don't touch the clone any longer. So in order to avoid that, put the code outside of the else loop here, and now we can try it out again. As you see, it's maxing out at 3, and that's what we wanted. I mean, the problem was that we had this inside of here instead of here, and only that made it not work. So let's change that for each one, and I bet that after that the code will work like we want it. So let's try it out. The thing is that, as you see here, it still thinks that we touch it, but that's going to be pretty easy. So let's just have if costume number equals 7, which is the max costume, we will set the ghost effect to 0, and that should do it. Alright, now let's try it on this one. Oh, we have 8. That's a bit stupid. So the thing was, is not ghost, but it's the brightness. Alright, that's perfect. For the 2 last upgrades, the code will be a bit different. I will duplicate that here, and now this will be costume 5. This will be description 5. Alright, and now we have here, we need another and then take a smaller, and that's going to be if the lives are smaller than where are the lives? We don't have them, so we need to create a variable called player lives. So let's have if the player lives are smaller than 5, because 5 is going to be the max of your lives. Now we can have this here, and the price is also going to be different, so let's change that already now. $10. So if it's more than 9, if mouse down, then we will change the money by -10, and we will change lives, where is that, player lives, by 1, and then we will have this stays the same, and it will be maxed out if the lives are greater than 4. The last one with the regeneration will be quite complicated. We need another variable called regeneration, and this one will not only be yes or no, it will also be 0, 1, or 2, or x. So that's actually the only thing that makes it complicated. So let's have if costume number equals 6, then broadcast description 6. Description 6. And now let's have 2 more ands, put them inside of each other, and put that in here, and put here if equals no. Oh, that should be an or, I guess. Yeah, that's an or. So let's have if the regeneration equals no, or the regeneration equals X. Wait until not mouse down, and then set regeneration to yes, or set it to 0, because we are not going to have yes, we're only going to have 0, 1, 2, and then 1 life is added, and the regeneration is 0 again. So we will just keep adding lives like that. And it also costs 30, so let's have 29. Here, negative 30. Then money 30 and 29, and I forgot that on the last one. Here we need to have 10 and 9. And here, if lives are greater than 4, and if regeneration equals, I guess we'll take if not regeneration is no or X, then it will also be maxed out like this. And now we can combine these two and put that all the way down. I mean, it's quite a long code because we everything duplicated in here. I know that was quite confusing, so if you have any questions here, ask me in the comments. Now we can move on to the final part of this video. It's going to be about the shop description, so let's call that shop description. Makes sense. And we will have one called more damage, one, I'll just copy the names here, quicker bullets, then quicker shooting, and now we can add the text. So for the more damage, we can add the text in white because the background is gray. We will have, I just prepared the text here, so let's copy it. Using this upgrade, you can incur more damage to your enemies. Let's just try it out. And in the middle, let's just change the color really quick here. And that's going to be maybe, or let's have the positions later, so that let's change that to white again, or let's keep it black until the last moment. So for this we will have, using this upgrades, your bullets will be faster. Here we have, using this upgrade, you will be able to shoot at a higher pace. With the speed we have, using this upgrade, upgrade, you will move quicker, and this should be all centered. Then healing, using this upgrade, you will get one extra life. And then the regeneration is going to be a hard one. If you can use better words than me, which is probably going to be the case, then use a better sentence. But I'm just going to have, using this upgrade, you will regenerate 1 life every 3 seconds after you have all lives or a virus touches you. This feature is finished or is done, or let's take over. Now you can adjust that a bit, so let's have this a bit wider. Oh no, not like that. What's that now? I misclicked here. Now we just need to change everything to white. I wonder if you can put a bucket on the text. I think that's something cool because that goes way faster. Alright, now we can code it. So let's take again when I receive home screen hide and all of that, and then take when I receive game. Set shop description to no. Forever hide. And that's going to be a bit of a dirty code, if I can say that, because we have a forever hide, but it's still going to show. So yeah, that's going to be not a very clean code. Let's have when I receive description 1. Then we will switch costume to more damage and show here. And let's just duplicate that and change the values to description 2 and quicker bullets and so on. Alright, now let's hide everything. Let's just see how much. Okay, we have no money at all, so let's have set money to 1000 and let's try it out. So if we hover over this, it's totally not centered, so the X position is 0 and we will need to try out the Y position, so let's have maybe 100. Okay, that's pretty good. So as you see here, we have everything perfect in the shop except for down here our money and the seconds we have already played the game, but I will do that in one of the next parts. And as you see here, if we hover over damage, we have a small description, we can buy it, then our money is a bit less. As you see here, 950, now we have 900 and it's maxed out because we already deal 3 damage. Alright, let's close that again. We have some different shop pages, and I wonder why the healer one is not maxed out yet. So we have it here. If player lives are greater, so that's because we don't have the player lives yet. So let's just set the player lives to 5. Alright, that's exactly, forget what happened before. So now we have this maxed out, we can buy that, our money gets less, but the upgrade is getting better. We can buy everything and we can close the shop again. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something. If you came this far watching, I'm very thankful. Please consider liking this video as it would be suggested to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Anyways, bye and see you in the next one.